Aight. This happened this most recent August. Second weirdest thing I've ever seen in this state. Easily the most unsettling. Get 3 days free from doing 24/7 grandpa care for 2 months. Get 2 friends to go in a mountains with me. Leave Friday night in a truck pulling a trailer with 2 4-wheelers. Light finally fades about 10 p.m. mid-August in Alaska. Take it easy on speed because big old diesel. Get to the target highway at about midnight. Pavement ends at mile 21-ish. Everything to now has been pretty normal. Couple miles in road, turns left with a small pull-off on the right side. Little Subaru parked there, facing onto road. LED light bar at face level.png. There's someone leaning on the hood, watching us as we drive by. Tired by this point, not really concerned. Figure it's someone waiting for their hunting buddy. It's caribou season, keep going. This highway is real rough in the fall. It's gravel and the heavy fall rains, combined with all the fall time hunting and camping, traffic tears it up. Going 30 miles per hour if I'm lucky, truck, trailer, and teeth all going daka 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 from washboards. Nice bright full moon, can miss the worst spots. Get half-mile down, straight stretch about halfway. Lights in rear view mirror. Fucking bright as fuck light bar again. This hauling ass. 50 to 60 miles or more. One friend is zonked in the back and the other one is spaced out. Point the light bar car out to him. He watches them in the side mirror. Doesn't seem too unsettled. Car's maybe 200 feet back when I finally pull onto the trailhead. Car catches up 10 seconds later. Slows down to 5 miles going by, obviously checking us out. Hecklersraised.tiff. Park the truck, watch them drive down the highway for a bit. Let a deep breath. Look at the left at the other corner of the parking area. There's a SUV parked there, NBD. This is where it gets way out of whack. Wake up the other friend, kill the engine, hop out. Instantly gut assessment, shit's fucked. We're being hunted. Time to go. My response to the novel situation? Hey, there's something written on that SUV. Shine my flashlight on it. Moloch, written in the dust on the back window since it was parked. Oh fuck what. Friends are stretching legs. One has his AR out. They're both too quiet. Check out SUV. Engine still warm. Parked within a few hours. Only front passenger's door is locked. Shoes/sandals and shorts. Comfy driving wear on front seats. Full packs and compound bow in back. Full cooler, tent. Everything is untouched. 6-month expired. Youth group sticker on hood. Empty coffee hut coffees. Looks like a young couple out to camp. Friends are checking out this SUV. We're all independently reached 10 out of 10 maximum alert. Look around the whole area. Nobody is there. No fresh tracks except in parking area itself. Another pair of cars with LED light bars go by hauling maximum ass. We keep rifles on arm from cover as they go by. Give in to gut feeling, leave. Camp area 30 miles away on different highway. Come back in the morning. SUV still there, untouched. Still no sign of anybody ahead. Terrible gut feeling gone. Take the 4-wheeler and go 8 miles back in the mountains. Have a good time camping. Get bullied by a caribou. Come back in the next day, nobody was out there. Great lines of sight and nowhere to hide. SUV untouched. Food in the back is starting to go off. Get back in town. Call SUV into troopers. Dispatch goes, yeah, that's sketchy as fuck. I'll send someone out. Call back 2 weeks later to see what came of it. No record of having ever called it in, but they have every other call I've made. Sorry, Kay. Some stories don't have a good ending. I'm convinced we're getting checked out, and the only reason they let us be was because we had our ARs propped up on the seats and very visible. I have never found any explanation for what I saw out there. All I know is that gut feeling I got when I got out of the truck was the spookiest thing I ever felt, and all three of us felt it independently. There's some fucked up shit going on out there, I'm convinced. Be living in a house with some other dudes, basically nowhere, outside of this city, is just trees. Particularly harsh winter. This night isn't so bad, power goes out. Are you afraid of the dark? Nickelodeon? Look outside of enclosed porch to see if I'm the only one. The whole area is out. I forgot to mention that I'm a bit of a photography nerd. That comes into play here. Well, there is nothing to do here. Think to myself that I never have seen such a mass powerage like this before. This might be a cool time to do a little bit of photography. Step outdoor. Feeling more anxious than usual. Just calm down, dude. Don't let this get the best of you. Continue on and take some cool photographs of the car, light trails. Also make a light penis. Lol. Can't shake the feeling that something has been following me. Getting really nervous. It's too windy to listen around me. Let's call it a night. Head back to house. Just one more picture.exf. Take picture of the house I live in. Feeling really on edge, almost panicky. What the fuck is going on? I never let myself get this bad. Really feel like I'm not the only one out here. Inside, taking off boots and snow gear next to door. All of a sudden, something slams into the door. I shit myself right there, lock the door, and get back in my room. Lock myself in there, calm down enough to sleep. Next day, I go through my pics. Light penis? Get to the pic of my house. Shit, this picture is fucking creepy as hell. Can't believe my house looks like such a nightmare. Wait a second. Shadows don't look right. Look closer. Fucking got goosebumps writing this shit. Sorry for the length. What the fuck is that? I see what looks like some guy with a pig head staring right the fuck at me. I lose it. Ever since then, I've been hearing banging around my house. Like a couple times a week. Whatever the fuck that thing is, it wants in. I'm losing sleep over this. Pic related is the picture that I took. I've posted this one a couple times before. Might take 2 posts. Be camping with friends in the woods. 3 guys and 2 girls. We're planning on camping next to a big lake that's about 7 miles away from the parking lot. Stop just for lunch and snacks. We're all alone the whole time, which is normal because it's mid-November and it's a pretty isolated area. Get to the lake at 7-ish. It's pretty dark, but managed to get the tents done fairly quickly. Munching on some candies when one of the girls points at the other side of the lake. Is that a person? I can't see it at first, but yeah, there's someone in a red trench coat walking towards us. No flashlight, no backpack. Mind you, it's about 9 p.m. mid-November. It's cold and dark. We figure it's a person just because of the moon. Gets closer. It's actually a girl in her mid-20s. Pretty attractive. Acts normal. Tell her to spend some time with us. Again, normal girl acting normal. The only unusual thing about her is how she arrived to our camp. I would have sworn she was hitting on me. Anyways, we talk for a while, smoke, and I have a few beers, but at 1 a.m. or so she says she's leaving. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch? You can't leave in the dark in the middle of the buttfuck nowhere? She's convinced she's leaving. We lend her one of our flashlights and a Snickers bar, important later. Leaves, but doesn't use the flashlight. We can't see any lights coming from where she walked towards. We all feel guilty. Shouldn't have let her go. The girl keeps saying there's nothing we could do to make her stay. Attempt to call the police, but no signal. Decide to go to sleep and hope for the best for her. Next day, clean up our shit, make breakfast, and start heading back. Nothing weird on the way back. Discuss about the girl from time to time, but that's it. We're all worried and feel guilty. About 1 hour before arriving to the parking lot. Hey, is that her? A red trench coat between the trees. Thank goodness she didn't get lost. As we approach her, we realize it's not her. It's just her trench coat hanging from a tree branch. Fear goes to 1,000. What if she was kidnapped? What if she's dead? Start looking around the tree where the coat is hanging from to see if we can find anything else. We find what we assume is her t-shirt neatly folded on a rock, what we assume are bird bones and half-eaten Snicker bar. No trace of her though. We start theorizing, but we all agree we should get back and call the police. Go back to the car. We're all alone the whole time. No more people or cars. Contact the police. Tell them everything and spend the afternoon at a local bar talking about possible theories and outcomes, and waiting just in case the police need us. They tell us they'll let us know if they need anything, and we go back home. To this day, we have no idea what happened. As I said, we have a lot of theories, but none checks all the clues and weird stuff. Not really scary, but the whole ordeal has a very eerie feel to us. Canada Anon. Live in northern Ontario and came across tons of long stretches of road with pretty much no one on them. Very nice in the day, but spooky at night. Here's my story. Be me, driving back from work late at night, maybe 1 a.m. Long country road to get back into town. Few houses dot it, but pretty much completely empty. Always drive by this one house on the road that is abandoned. Textbook spooky boarded up windows and doors. About to come up by the house while I'm driving, usually stare at the house as I pass by, but distracted by music and not paying attention, suddenly see something on the road, freak out and swerve around it. Almost get in the ditch, stop my car a little further ahead to look back. Freak that I may have hit an animal or something. See a dude in the center of the road, taking some long but flat thing off the road. See metal glint from my lights. It's some sort of rug or flooring, but it's got something sharp embedded in it, like glass or nails. Imagine one of those police strips to pop tires, but homemade, and you get the idea. Guys hurries back into the house. I drive off. Next few days, heard from my buddy that the police busted some squatters camping out in the abandoned house outside of town. My face went, I almost got ghetto ambushed by squatters. A friend of my dad's would babysit me from time to time. When I was little, Mom wasn't in the picture, and he used to tell a story to me that scares the absolute shit out of me to this day. Dad's friend, I'll call him Bob, is driving a rig out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Oregon. Has to make the delivery by the following morning, so he decides to just drive through the night. It's like 1 in the morning, no one else is out on the roads. Hasn't seen another car in probably 100 miles. He is literally in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly the whole entire sky lights up. Instantly, like daylight. Bob fucking slams on the brakes, has no idea what the hell is going on. Everything stays lit up for a good solid 10 seconds. He can see everything. Whatever's happening, it's not lightning. It doesn't stop or flicker at all. Bob hunkers down, anticipating imminent nuclear devastation. Suddenly, sky just goes dark again. No sound, no blast wave. He sits there in the middle of the road waiting for almost 5 minutes, then decides to keep going. Figures it was a meteor or something. Goes about 2 miles up the road and sees a car with its flashers on. Stopped in the middle of the road. Stops a good distance away from it. There's not enough room to get around it. Front end of the car is crumpled in like it was hit or something. Bob figures they probably hit a deer that got spooked. Whenever the meteor went over and ran into the road, he gets out of the cab and goes to see if the driver's okay. Driver is sitting on the ground by the driver's side door, has his knees up and is resting his head on his arms. "Hey buddy, you okay?" Bob calls out. He stops about 10 feet away for seemingly no reason. Something about the whole situation feels weird. Bob is one of those guys that always listens to his gut, so he stays put. "God, my head hurts, it's killing me," the guy says, but he doesn't lift his head, so it's so muffled. "Did you hit a deer?" Bob asks. He's getting more and more uneasy. Something's wrong. but he still can't figure out what exactly it is. The guy says he thinks he might have hurt his head, asks Bob to help him. Bob takes a step forward, but his instincts are going apeshit. He looks at everything again. That's when he notices it. The fucking car is all wrong. It looks like what someone thinks a car looks like. It has all the right pieces, but there's nothing extra, if that makes sense. Bob says it looked like a cheap Hot Wheels knockoff. It just looked wonky and wrong. He looks around at the back of the car and realizes that not only is there no license plate, there's not even a trunk. It's just one solid piece of material with taillights put in it. There's no manufacturer or model name. Bob knows cars, and this thing is nothing he's ever seen before. From where he's standing, he can see there's no tailpipe or even hubcaps. It's just the shape of a car. He starts to back up and the guy asks him for help again. Bob tells him he can't help him and that he'll call a tow truck when he gets to the next town. The guy lifts his head and looks at Bob. Tells him he thinks he might have a concussion. Something is really, really wrong with the guy's face, but again, it takes a second for Bob to figure it out. The next part is exactly how Bob described it. Everything on the man's face was where it should have been in their normal positions. He looked totally normal, except for the fact that his eyes and mouth were upside down. Bob goes apeshit and sprints back to his rig, climbs in and locks the door just in time for the man to slam into the door behind him. How the fuck did he get there so fast? He knocks on the glass and smiles at Bob, but because his mouth is upside down, it looks like he's screaming. Tells Bob to open the door so he can come in. Bob fucking floors it. Doesn't care if he hits the guy or not. His truck easily pushes the car out of the way. Whatever it is, its lights and it make no sound when he hits it. Unfortunately, it's an anticlimactic ending. Bob got where he was going fine, with no other problems. My dad knows the story, but I don't think he believes it. But Bob tells it to everyone he meets, so he obviously does. He absolutely adamant about the guy being an alien. Years later, I heard about that Thatcher effect and nearly had a fucking heart attack when I saw it. I showed one of the pictures to Bob and he wouldn't even look at it. He says it's exactly what the guy looked like. Pic very much related. In 2009, an amateur video artist studying in the UK uploaded a video onto YouTube and other sites of a recent piece he did. After many reports and complaints, the video was removed from many sites. The piece allegedly begins with a shot of a foggy green field, some saying located in Ireland. Only sound that can be heard is a light hissing and some muffled speaking. The camera slowly starts zooming in on a white spot in the shot. After several tedious minutes, people describe a scene involving an albino deer. A close-up shot of her eyes suddenly appears to viewers, showing some sort of infection or sign of blindness with them. The following shot then shows the deer staring at a vanity mirror for about a minute. After this, things start to become stranger. The deer in the reflection starts moving in dissonance with the real one. Zooming in, the camera focuses on the deer in the reflection, showing it moving about in a frightening manner. People have often described the moments as unnatural and physically grotesque, as though someone was molding her like a piece of clay. As these frightening movements continue, a shot of the real deer is shown again. This time, however, she's laying on the ground, slightly at peace. The shot goes on for approximately 2 minutes, still showing the grotesque gestures of the reflection, which is slowly starting to darken. The deer laying down then starts to excrete a black fluid from under her tail, suggesting a birth to occur. The tar-like substance continues to seep out from her onto the ground. After this point, many people stop to report the video. Some accounts vary, but many describe a scene where a stillborn human child comes out of the lying deer covered in something like tar. Some have claimed it's some made-up hybrid between human and animal. the artist sewed together or did in post-production. After a close-up of the hybrid's face is shown, the mirror is shown to be broken. Within an empty field, black and white stock footage of crowd applauding is shown in slow motion, and then the film ends with about 5 minutes of blackness and mumbles/murmurs slowly fading in volume. Many people say the video can no longer be found online, whilst others say that the audio goes around file sharing programs like SoulSeek and BitTorrent. Some even say they have attained the video itself through such manners. Screenshots of it unknowingly pop up on image boards and sites such as Tumblr, but the video itself has been hardly seen outside of its initial debut. A year later, the artist posted another YouTube video, but this time it was just 5 minutes of black screen and silence. However, the description contained a link to a webcam site. Viewers describe only seeing a couple of dangling pale feet, slightly rotating above a knocked over chair.